Have you ever cleaned your entire home, yet somehow it still doesn't feel fresh? Most people scrub harder, buy more products, and clean more often, but the feeling of a truly fresh home never quite arrives. In Japan, families discovered something different. It's not about cleaning more. It's about a handful of small daily habits that prevent mess before it even starts. Habits so simple, most people walk right past them without ever noticing. Today, we're counting down 10 Japanese cleaning habits that can make your home feel brand new. Let's get started. Number 9. A separate pair of slippers for the toilet. Speaking of what stays outside a room, Japanese homes take that idea even further inside the house. Many families keep a dedicated pair of slippers used only inside the bathroom, never anywhere else. To outsiders, it can sound excessive. In Japan, it's simply logical. The bathroom floor is treated as its own hygiene zone, and anything that touches it stays there instead of spreading through the kitchen or bedroom. It's a tiny habit, easy to forget, and visitors often do, walking out still wearing the toilet slippers by mistake. But that small mix-up says everything about how seriously Japanese homes treat containment. Keep the dirt where it happens, and it never gets the chance to travel. It's such a normal part of daily life in Japan that most families never even think twice about it. Yet the effect on the rest of the home is bigger than the size of the habit suggests. Some households extend the same logic to a separate mat placed just outside the bathroom door. One more quiet boundary between rooms that keeps each space doing its own job. Some homes use color-coded slippers just for this reason, a simple visual cue that removes any chance of confusion, even for guests who've never been inside before. Number 8. Wiping the floor on hands and knees. Once the big sources of mess are contained, the next habit deals with what's already there, and it starts closer to the ground than most people expect. It's called zokin geik, cleaning the floor with a damp cloth while moving on hands and knees instead of standing with a mop. At first, it sounds old-fashioned, maybe even unnecessary, but being that close to the floor reveals details a mop always misses: dust in corners, faint stains, dirt hiding beneath furniture. Many Japanese school children learn this habit early, cleaning their own classrooms as part of daily routine. It isn't just about a cleaner floor. It's about noticing what needs attention in the first place, and that habit carries straight into adult homes, shaping the kind of attentiveness that catches small problems long before they turn into big ones. There's a physical honesty to it too. A mop lets you clean at a distance, while a cloth in hand forces direct contact with the actual surface, leaving nowhere for a hidden patch of grime to quietly survive. It also builds a quiet sense of ownership over a space, since the person who cleans a room tends to notice far more about how it's actually used. Number 7. A quick toilet wipe every single day. From the floor, the next habit moves to a room most people only clean once it already looks dirty. Japanese households flip that logic entirely. Instead of waiting for grime to build up, many families give the toilet a quick wipe down almost daily, using just a disposable sheet and a few seconds around the seat and surfaces. Nothing deep, nothing time-consuming. But removing a small amount of dirt every day is far easier than removing a large amount later. Some households even keep the wipes stored right next to the toilet itself, so the habit requires zero extra effort. No walking to another room, no searching for supplies, just a quick motion before you leave. The toilet never reaches the point where cleaning becomes a dreaded chore. And because the bathroom often reflects the state of the whole home, keeping it consistently fresh quietly keeps the rest of the house feeling that way too. It's proof that consistency, not intensity, is what actually keeps a space feeling clean. Number 6. The 1-minute rule. This same idea, small effort now instead of a big effort later, becomes a rule of its own in Japanese homes. If a task takes less than 1 minute, it gets done immediately. Hang up the jacket, wipe the counter, put the cup in the sink. Most mess doesn't appear all at once. It grows from dozens of tiny tasks people quietly postpone until the room feels overwhelming. Japanese families interrupt that pattern before it starts, handling small things the moment they happen, instead of letting them pile into a weekend-long cleaning session. Over time, those few seconds here and there add up to hours of cleaning that simply never needs to happen. It's less a chore and more a reflex, the kind of small habit that eventually requires no willpower at all. And because the rule applies to literally anything under a minute, it quietly prevents dozens of tiny messes every single day without anyone consciously keeping count. Number 5. Everything has an assigned home. That 1-minute habit only works, though, if every object actually has somewhere to go, which brings us to one of the quiet foundations of Japanese organizing. Keys, chargers, mail, umbrellas, even the smallest household items are given a specific, permanent spot. Not most things, everything. That means putting something away requires no thinking at all. You simply return it to where it belongs. And because objects aren't left to wander from room to room, clutter has far fewer chances to ever form in the first place. It also removes a surprising amount of daily stress. No more searching for keys before work. No more hunting for a charger at the last minute. A home where everything has a place is a home that almost organizes itself, day after day, without anyone consciously trying. Number 4. Letting go of what isn't used. Of course, that system only stays effective if the home isn't overflowing with things that don't have a real place at all. Japanese homes are often smaller than homes in many other countries, and that limitation taught families something valuable early on. Every object has a cost. It takes up space, it collects dust, and eventually it becomes one more thing that needs cleaning. So many households regularly clear out what they no longer use, not to become extreme minimalists, but simply because fewer possessions create fewer problems. This doesn't happen through one dramatic decluttering session either. It's usually a small, ongoing habit, a drawer checked here, a closet reviewed there, so the home never has the chance to quietly fill back up. A home holding only what it actually needs will always feel lighter, cleaner, and easier to maintain than one holding everything it might someday use. Fewer things simply means fewer surfaces asking to be cleaned. Number 3. Airing out futons and bedding. While decluttering deals with what stays in the home, this next habit deals with what happens to what's already there. Many Japanese families regularly hang their futons or bedding outside a window or over a balcony railing to air out in the sunlight. It sounds small, but sunlight and fresh air naturally reduce moisture, odor, and dust mites in a way that simply sitting indoors never can. Bedding that's aired out regularly not only smells noticeably fresher, it feels lighter and cleaner the moment you lie down again. On sunny mornings, it's common to see rows of futons draped over balconies across an entire neighborhood, a small daily ritual repeated in millions of homes at once. It's a habit that costs nothing but a few minutes, yet it changes how an entire bedroom feels every single night, turning something as ordinary as bedtime into a small daily reset. Number 2. Wiping surfaces the moment cooking ends. From the bedroom back to one of the busiest rooms in the house, many Japanese kitchens follow a habit that prevents a much bigger cleanup later. The counter gets wiped down the moment cooking is finished, not after the meal, not the next morning, immediately. Splashes of oil, stray crumbs, and water rings are removed before they have any chance to dry, harden, or leave a mark. It takes barely 30 seconds, yet it means the kitchen never accumulates the kind of stubborn, layered grime that eventually requires scrubbing. The same logic often extends to the stovetop and sink, wiped clean right after use rather than left to sit overnight, so the whole kitchen resets itself before the day is even over. A counter wiped daily always looks clean. A counter left for a week never quite does, no matter how hard you scrub it later. It's a small trade. 30 seconds now instead of 30 minutes of scrubbing down the line. Number 1. Sorting trash before it ever becomes a mess. And finally, we arrive at the habit that ties every other one together: how Japanese households treat trash itself. In many neighborhoods, garbage is carefully separated into categories: burnable waste, plastic, cans, bottles, and paper, each with its own bin and its own collection day. At first, it sounds complicated, but the goal was never to make life harder. It's to stop waste from becoming a problem before it starts, keeping smells contained, recycling simple, and collection points clean. Throwing something away isn't treated as an afterthought in Japan. It's treated as the final, responsible step of owning it in the first place. And when an entire household follows that same logic, everything else on this list becomes just a little bit easier to maintain, because the mindset behind every habit is exactly the same. Handle it early, handle it simply, and never let it become a bigger problem than it needed to be. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.